Critterpit,
What's up?
number 4.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. No guests this week.
Oh, just the boys.
Just, back to basics.
Back to it.
Yep.
How's it hanging?
It's going good. It's going good. I was feeling tired all day yesterday, and honestly, this movie raised my spirits so much.
Yeah. It's a whimsical romp.
It is. The movie we're talking about, of course, is Amarcord,
Amarcord.
directed by Federico Fellini.
Yep. 1973. You want to give a plot synopsis of your film?
I was thinking about that, and so much happens in this movie.
So much.
But
dense.
yeah,
Nothing really
because
happens.
you could,
but...
nothing really happens. But I feel like you could spend like 10 hours, like just synopsing what happens.
It's almost slice of life.
Yeah, it is. I was thinking this has to be one of like the best ensemble movies ever. Like
it's
all the characters are so good.
With no growth, really.
No, not really.
It's just about adolescence. Much.
Just I mean the title translates to I remember.
Yeah.
And it totally feels like that. It's like
such a
you remember all these
film.
little characters in your life, and you're like, like my grandpa used to always talk about how big his dick is.
Yeah,
like stuff like that. Like
Benito Mussolini, just all just images of my childhood.
Yeah, but it's basically just about a kid in this little seaside town as he doesn't grow up, but it's just like a year kind of in the town, I think.
And it like follows the seasons and his crushes and all his friends and everything.
His many crushes and
it's crazy. This is a crazy movie.
I put this in my top 4.
Yeah, this movie slaps.
This movie is incredible.
This movie, but...
I went in like fully expecting it to be like 8.5 and being like, I'm gonna have to like think about a lot. It's gonna be like kind of not a drag, but like really surreal.
It was really what I thought it was gonna be, but more like adult than I thought it was gonna be.
What did you think it was gonna be?
I thought it was gonna be what it was, but more like kiddie, honestly.
Okay.
Because like reading up on it, it's like about his childhood and nostalgia, but it's very frank. It's like
yes, it is.
Everyone's really gross.
Yep.
You know, people are nasty.
It's
a lot of
awesome.
Sexuality and everything in this.
Which totally, right? Like when you're, I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but like maybe 16.
Yeah. Maybe. I was thinking younger than that.
Yeah, he looks old.
Yeah.
The main character looks like Archie.
If he is 16,
all I was thinking.
That's crazy. Half the stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, some like 13, 14.
Really?
I was thinking.
Oh, you're thinking that young?
Yeah. He's pretty young. I don't know.
Yeah, but he looked old. Him and all his friends looked like mid-20s.
Just based on what they were doing, that's what it felt like.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like in the 14 to 16 age range. From, I don't know. There's just like, but maybe younger makes sense too, because they're pretty like childish.
It's very whimsical.
It's so whimsical.
Everyone's whimsical. Everyone's silly.
Everyone's so silly in this movie. The movie starts with like a giant bonfire.
Yeah.
and
I love the prank they do there. They just
trap a guy on the top with the witch.
I rewatched that scene a few times because I was like, do you not see him get down? But there's he kind of comes down bit where you see him like
scurry off the other side. Yeah.
But I'm like, you wait
and just burn him.
What's the implication here? But he just gets away. God bless him.
I love that though. Everybody in this town is so silly.
It's such a funny movie.
Yeah.
Uncle Tio.
Uncle Tio.
Oh my God.
Best character. That was another reason that I think it'd be so great to have Jake on.
Yeah.
We've seen him do that, just like go off and, I want a woman.
Uncle Tio's the best character ever. Dude.
I love all the characters in this.
Uncle Tio
I love
so
the blind accordion player.
Get
the fuck away from me.
There's so many characters in this.
There's so many.
Something about that.
They're all quite memorable too.
Lots of characters, period. Love it.
Yeah.
The douche priest.
The douche
love
priest.
The douche priest.
I love that. I love when the main character's name is Tita, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Tita's like confessing and he's thinking about all the times that he's like masturbated and like to all the people he has too.
Yeah.
He's like going through this like whole mental turmoil and the priest is just like totally checked out, doesn't give a fuck.
All he cares about the flower.
And then I love the next kid comes. He doesn't even say anything. You're absolved.
Yeah, I love that. I love how it doesn't even follow the main character. Really.
No.
It's tangential. It like runs off with whoever. pretty much.
I love how characters just like talk to the camera.
I love it, dude.
There's
fucking narrator character.
Yeah,
I had him written down as
Mr. Lawyer
for some reason.
I think he was the lawyer.
Yeah. But he is the best.
He's great.
That
I love
guy.
his look.
Yeah, I love like the history lessons he's given.
I really like it.
He's so dope.
It's
so much fun.
It's so fun. I love the stories of the hotel and like the one like merchant guy. I don't remember his name, but he had a weird hairline.
Oh.
But he's telling the story of how he like broke into the hotel
and he
had
the Pied
sex
Piper.
with the Pied Piper.
Fucking man, he's playing
like
the
30
and 30 women in their bikinis are just
they're all
dancing.
doing like the snake dance and like
even
he's
though
like a snake
only
charmer.
Seen one other Fellini, which is 8.5.
Yeah,
it's a lot of similar ideas, just hordes of women and dream-like fantasies.
Yep,
it's crazy.
But I like it in this movie.
That box set.
Honestly, I was thinking about that after
going through all his movies, and they all sound so dreamlike and surreal. It's like, ooh, damn.
This movie, it's crazy. Like,
it's so good.
I really, really liked it. I had such a good time watching it.
I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's so funny. That scene in the theater where he's trying to get close to
he just keeps moving closer and closer.
Is so funny, dude.
Are you looking for something?
Gradicia.
Yeah, Gradicia. I like the story of how she got her name as well.
Yeah. I love how that shot. It's like looking at the camera. A lot of like meta sort of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, well,
it's very
one line that I wrote down, I didn't write down the exact line, but when the lawyer, he's talking to the camera for a while when they're on their way to go look at the boat. One of the other people who's on a boat is just like, stop bothering them, right? It's like, let them enjoy the movie. I like that a lot.
And he flirts with women in the movie too. He's in the movie too.
He is.
Love that.
He's not just part of our world.
He's a character.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like Recollections.
It does.
I wrote down.
I think also like all the characters, they're all like how you remember people. Like it's just like, like my dad, he beat me, but he was like silly. I don't know.
This reviewer named Larry, I stole all these buzzwords from him about this film. So shout out Larry.
Shout out.
He described it as carnival-esque.
Yep.
As a fever dream, fractured memories.
Yep.
How everyone in the film is Fellini, which I found very interesting to think about. And how it's a theatric production of your own mind. And that's a lovely, lovely way to put it. So shout out Larry.
Something that I was also taken aback by, going off that like carnival, like it's so bright. Like this movie is so colorful and like
they use colors very well.
Like not saturated, but it's just like it's so bright and like really beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this was in the copy that you watched, but before they're like, this is a restoration. There's like some missing things.
No, yeah.
The audio is a little janky, and so I was kind of expecting it to look like really bad.
Yeah.
But then it just looked incredible for the whole thing.
It did. It used colors very well.
Yep.
The reds on the Gracia.
Yep.
Blues of the sea. And just that like washed out yellowy bit and the whole Uncle Tio escapade.
Yep.
Can we go back to Uncle Tio? He is so good.
He's so funny.
A little troll.
He's a little troll.
Stones in his pockets. And
why do you carry stones in your pockets, Uncle Tio?
And he just fucking chucks them at him.
Everybody goes up the ladder.
It's so good. I was rolling on the floor watching that.
Yeah. And then the little nun comes.
Yeah. And when he's leaving, he's like, "See you later, Tita."
Yeah.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah.
I love him. Absolute best character ever.
Yeah, I love when he's just like looking at the sunrise or like the landscape. Just, he's pissed his pants.
Yeah. And I just love those shots of him up in the tree. They're so funny how they're framed.
Yeah.
Just a little.
You can like barely see him.
Just poking out in the foliage. So much
I
fun.
want a woman.
Dude, shout out though. Uncle
For
Tio,
real, dude.
Saying what we're all thinking.
Everyone in this movie is just kind of nice, you know. Like,
yeah. Quite a horny film.
Yeah, which makes sense if it's about adolescence, right?
That I'm thinking Fellini might be an ass guy because there's a lot of ass shots in this film.
There's a lot of boobs as well, though.
Yeah.
The tobacco lady.
That's a crazy scene.
You want to talk about that?
That's a crazy scene. That seems wild, man.
I'm so strong.
It's set up that she's like one of his crushes. That all the boys in the town love her, right?
Yeah. He masturbates to her.
Yeah.
They all do in their car together.
You think that scene is like fantastical because this film often goes into fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
reads
how
like
much
a
of
boy's
this is
fantasy.
yeah, like real.
But then also him getting shut down.
Yeah.
Should we describe the scene to the viewers?
Sure. So he goes in right as the tobacco shop is closing. There's this woman that works there, and she's like quite voluptuous. Is that a good description?
Yeah.
And he's like, I just want one cigarette, like before you leave. And she's like packing up. She's kind of mad, but like also a little entertained by him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like let me help you move the tobacco or whatever. And she's like, no, you're too weak. And then he like goes on to brag about how strong he is. And he's like, I bet I could lift you up.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I bet you couldn't. And then so he lifts her up once, and he's like already kind of out of breath. And he lifts her up a couple more times. And after that third time, the tobacco lady she's fully into him.
She's loving
she's
it.
She's busted her boobs out.
Yeah.
and then
he sucks her boobs.
Yep.
He
blows on them initially, which is kind of what makes me think it's not a fantasy, because it's like
it's so awkward.
Yeah.
And he fucks it up. He fumbles.
He fumbles the bag, but also it's good. Like I don't think he.
Yeah. She's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Not older. And he's like 13 to 16.
Yeah.
It's one of those times where it's like, ooh.
It's better in your imagination, but it's a crazy scene.
A lot of crazy scenes in this. The whole church scene where all the confessions, but the bit where the boys are talking about like jerking off in the car. And then just the shot of just the car, and they're all just like.
I love how the lights are going on and off as well. It's great.
1973, and this is like feels like a raunchy 2000s comedy.
It does.
It's awesome.
One of my favorite
Ahead
scenes.
of his times, that Fellini.
Honestly, like all the scenes are so good. Like my favorite, but one of my favorites is when they have the Mussolini face, and I forget, but the fat kid who has a crush. And throughout the whole film, he has a crush, and he has a fantasy that Mussolini, this giant like fake head, is marrying them.
I have a funny story.
I love that.
I saw that giant Mussolini head, and I'm like, I can for sure draw that, right?
For sure.
Just a few lines. And I got really distracted while drawing it, and it got very like far apart.
What happened? Were you trying to do a blind
contour? I was watching
contour?
the film, and then I was just like, and this goes, and I like stopped paying attention, and then when I looked back down,
I love it. Looks just like Mussolini.
The mouth came very far away from the nose.
Yeah, I love that though.
Yeah,
that was a great scene. They're all fascists in this town.
I know,
except for his dad.
He's a communist apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little insurgent.
Yep.
Is he the one who played the music in the bell tower?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thought so. All of them gunned it down.
Yeah, because he says that his brother ratted him out, right? So I think that's kind of like
that brother-in-law character who doesn't speak.
Yeah, but he juggles.
He does juggle.
That's pretty cool.
I love that father though.
Yeah,
that scene when he gets tortured, pretty crazy scene.
Yeah, drinks the castor oil.
Very dark.
And then like that seems like a core memory, right? Where it's like you come in and you just remember your dad like smelling really bad, and it's like it's pretty brutal.
It is brutal.
Even though it's like still whimsical, and he like laughs. He's like,
yeah, it's very. I don't know. Feels like traumatic.
Also, I think that.
And then when he gets home, just how quickly he goes into yelling at his kids.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll kill all of you.
I love that though. And also, like, there's a line that I was like, it can't be true, but there's like 99% of Italy is fascist or whatever. And I was like, that's probably how like Fellini would remember it, right? He's just like always surrounded by it, except for like his dad. And he's like, everybody else is like, why can't you just like join this cause? You know, we're also happy.
It's such a dope thing to set up a kids movie, not a kids movie, but like a whimsical, lighthearted film against such a dark backdrop.
Yeah,
it's a lot of. I was getting Pinocchio vibes from this.
Me too.
The new Guillermo del Toro one.
Yep.
Because it's just like that backdrop. It makes for such an interesting film.
Except the del Toro one is way darker than this. Like,
they go a lot more into the fascism.
Yeah, they criticize fascism a lot more.
I think that's definitely. Do you think that's more of a product of just it's so far removed from it?
You mean Pinocchio or this?
In movie? Pinocchio, so that probably gives them more time to have thought about it. And
Like,
just take because this was only like 30 years after all of it. So.
Yeah, and like so it's a fresh memory. Like especially in Italy, everybody would know. Like, you don't need to be critical of fascism.
Yeah.
In a place where fascism was just overthrown. Like, yeah, obviously.
Because in this, it feels just much more of just like a backdrop. It feels like big concepts that the film doesn't even feel bothered really to get into.
Because when you're a kid, you're not bothered by it.
It's
you
just
don't think about
big ideas in the background, which I think is a cool concept.
It's this
like
huge
the contrast.
And everybody's they're all like, I want to touch El Duce. I want to touch you.
Yeah, El Duce.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for a Mussolini.
I was too, but honestly, I'm more happy it was just that giant
that
face.
Was sick.
It was awesome.
But I just wanted a ridiculous.
Could you imagine if it had been like him bursting through the face? That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. El Duce.
That'd be sick. I do love the one we got in Del Toro's though.
Yeah.
Just the short,
biggest character,
big fucking chin.
Yeah.
I love that. Both great films.
Such a great,
good double feature.
It would be a good double feature. Fascist
down.
Italy.
Fascist Italy.
This and Solo. It's like opposites.
I much prefer this to Solo.
Me too.
Infinitely, I prefer this to Solo.
Yeah, I could rewatch this movie for like I could watch this movie a lot before I think I would get bored of it because just so much happens.
So many fun scenes. It feels like just a movie I could watch in childhood and repeat watch throughout all my life.
And then you just take something new.
There's this line I wrote down, which do you think this is a saying or just for this movie? It said, "A wet bride is a lucky bride." Is that an entendre? Is that a saying? What is that?
That seems like an entendre, right? But that could be a saying as well. Like a wet bride is a lucky bride.
That's a funny scene.
Yeah.
You know, for how kind of sad that marriage was, kind of represented like a loss of hope in a way.
Yeah.
It was vibes.
It was pure vibes.
Where
the kids are there.
You know, it was just so beautifully shot. It's just green and blue.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
There's a lot of those where it's just like we're suddenly there now. Like
yeah.
Suddenly Aunt Miranda has died, even though the mom was just sick.
Yeah.
That hospital was rough.
It was.
That was probably the like saddest part of the movie. It's just like, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
A lot of this because it feels just fractured. It feels just like the big moment.
You're trying to remember the year. You're like, okay, this happened. Oh yeah, and then mom was sick for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Rip.
Yeah, Rip Aunt Miranda. Rip. I was like, I remember the name. I couldn't remember the character.
Maybe a face.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that she was at the dinner. I love the dinner. I love the
dinner.
grandpa. You say Uncle Tio. I think the grandpa might be my favorite.
He is pretty dope.
Like the first conversation, they're just all eating their food. And Grandpa, have some food. He's like, my father's father. They called him, what did they call him? It was like, it was big meat. Big meat. And all day. And he would just do like the thrusting motion.
Yeah,
it was great.
Best. It's just so many great
Called him Big Meat.
That family dinner scene got crazy. Too. Just escalated into like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm dying.
I'm gonna kill myself first.
Yeah. And they're just
the kids are laughing.
Biggest face open.
Tita, Tita, where were you yesterday? Oh, I went to the movie. It was so great. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. It feels like, okay, so you lived through all of this for sure. Like, that feels like such a strong memory.
Yeah.
And
it was your parents always
kill herself.
Yeah. That you would run away. I loved all the really big pots. That's something that we miss in today's modern age. We don't have like
big pots,
giant pots to like bathe in or to make like that like huge meal.
Yeah.
I thought those were pretty cool.
Gotta bring back big pots. You heard it here first, folks.
That's going to be our first merch line.
Yeah, big
bathing pots.
I got a quote from about Fellini from Roger Ebert.
Okay.
He said, he loved breasts more than Russ Meyer, more guilt than Ingmar Bergman, and more flamboyant than Busby Berkeley. I like that quote.
That's true, yeah.
He was the master, the maestro.
This movie doesn't feel very guilty.
No.
It's not like a confession. It's just like...
You feel more of that in like even 8.5,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Which we'll get to.
Yeah, we will.
I'm excited to watch more Fellini, though.
Me too.
This was awesome.
That's like my biggest takeaway from this is just I want to watch all of it.
Yeah.
Because it's so dope.
Yeah.
And it's so magical.
It's so magical, and I feel like I've seen things like this, but like they never go as crazy. Because this movie is only 2 hours long, but it's full.
2 hours,
like it
3
is
minutes.
Full.
Everything. Lows and peaks.
Yep.
Happiness, sadness.
Yep.
And
sexual experiences.
I just love the motif of seasons changing.
Yes, it was so great.
All films should use that. Just let poplar seeds flowing through. It's so beautiful.
It's the first spring, and then it's also today is like we're beginning of spring, so
is it?
It's a good time to watch the movie. Well, last week, the 21st, I think is the first day.
It is getting pretty nice out.
Not today. It was like -20 in the morning.
That's true. I did just get up.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. It's a beautiful film, though, and I recommend it to everybody.
It's a beautiful film. I highly recommend this.
I was going through all Fellini's filmography the other day.
Yeah.
Just reading through it. And this man sounds so dope. It's called The Maestro. I love that nickname.
Yeah.
That's a sick name right there.
Yeah.
And he is obsessed with the carnival, believe it or not.
You get that from this movie. He's
obsessed with clowns.
Yes. I know he has another movie that you were telling me about a clown.
This is crazy, this one. Okay. It's called The Clowns, 1970. And the description is, Fellini exposes his great attraction for the clowns and the world of the circus, first recalling a childhood experience when the circus arrives nearby his home. Then he joins his crew and travel from Italy to Paris, chasing the last greatest European clowns still live in these countries. So
it's like a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's just like part of a circus. Just living it up.
That's
traveling
so cool.
with them.
Could you imagine?
How great is that? He's like the subject of this.
Yeah, going to a circus and it's like Fellini. Or it's like...
Have you ever been to a circus?
Spielberg? No, I have. I've been to Cirque du Soleil. But I know that's different. It's just like acrobats. I think it's from Quebec. Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
It's pretty cool. It
does sound pretty cool.
But I'd like to go to a circus.
Vaguely remember it. But I'm obsessed with that aesthetic now.
Yeah. That's who I am.
That's everything.
This movie was my adolescence, actually. I would direct that. Matt said that today in class as well. A horror movie, that's the kind of movie I'd direct.
I'd direct that. I love that. I'd direct that. Yeah.
I'd direct this, though.
The boat. The boat's real.
The Rex. I looked it up.
That's a very cool boat.
That boat.
It was glimmering.
Yeah.
It had lights all over it.
I love that. It was just huge.
The shots of them just like out there on the ocean are such a vibe, too.
Yeah. Do you know when it sank? I did look it up. It was shot down by Americans in 1944.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
It wasn't even...
Because it was just kind of like sitting abandoned.
Yeah, I was reading it wasn't even part of service.
Yeah.
It got hit by 123 rockets, apparently.
Yeah, well, because I think it's like a luxury cruiser. And like, what are you going to do with a luxury cruiser during World War II?
Transport?
I guess. It's just so big. Though, yeah. Which is too bad, because it's just a magical moment in this movie.
It is.
I love the accordion player. What's it look like? What's it look like? Describe it to me.
Yeah, it's such a magical moment, but then I love just that cognizant thinking. Like, this is the pinnacle of fascist engineering, too.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about as well.
This whole, that just knowing that in the background.
That's what's so dope about it.
Because I didn't even know when this was set. When
1930s.
I first watched. Yeah. I could tell. But like once they started talking about the fascism and stuff, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have guessed necessarily that it was that.
Fascist Italy films. I haven't seen too many, but it's interesting. Because it's like, it's pretty much like Germany, but then you have that like, it doesn't come from them aspect. Yeah. It's like this is kind of pushed upon them, but then it's also like part of the national conscious, just with the rulers doing it.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting dichotomy.
Well, you were telling me that there was like a film school for
that's where Federico went. And
he did? Like, okay. I was wondering if he was old enough.
I'm pretty sure he did. But I actually want to fact check this just so I'm not speaking out my ass.
Yeah.
But like it was set up by the fascist government to do like propaganda film pretty much.
Yeah. Because I think Leone, you said went there. Sergio Leone.
Maybe.
He seems like the right age.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really interesting thing to think about, like the power of film, and then even this movie not necessarily like directly being critical of fascism. Although I guess they torture a guy, they torture his father, but still like the world is like it's a very pleasant community.
It's almost
and
like
99% of them are fascists,
which just been like invaded pretty much by this
when they're always talking about like, and you kind of it lets you kind of understand the history of fascism in Italy, and why it could be there. Like, I like that connection to Rome. I never thought about that, and how like the Heil symbol is the same. The Ave. It's what they would say in Rome, and it's the same
Ave
thing.
True to Kaiser.
Yeah.
From Fallout New Vegas.
So I hadn't thought about that at all, but it makes a lot of sense, you know. And also like Caesar, Kaiser, like they all come from the history, which is Roman and then therefore Italian. So
it is a fascinating thing to think about.
Yeah.
Just those Roman roots.
Yeah, and just how like prevalent they still seem to be, like just
because that's
how
where
proud of Rome.
It's kind of that thing we're talking about in Seven Samurai, just with that, like looking back to those traditional ideals with the samurai, using that as propaganda almost, with the Bushido code, never surrender type shit.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that in Italy with the Romans.
Yeah.
Just that, like, because that's a talking point a lot with like conservative politics, just like that return to Rome, that idealization of Rome.
But it's
so I can see how that could lend itself to
a
lot of talking points within that party.
Rome has just been so like romanticized.
But it was, I don't know, it doesn't sound that peachy.
No.
Slavery and all that.
Slavery, I mean, fascism. You just feel like when it's like a Caesar and like ancient times, you don't think about it as being fascism. But like, you don't think as kings as being fascists, but like they are.
It's like a same thing, different
name.
Different names, pretty much.
So it's interesting and then just everybody thinks fascism. Not everybody, but a lot of people think fascism as being like a very negative thing. So for that word to be used so positively in this movie is very interesting.
Okay.
There was one scene they used. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's a different movie I watched yesterday.
Okay. So back to the Italian fascist cinema thing.
Yes.
Because I've been researching this in the background.
Yeah.
Trying to get this right. So that's
why we need Jake here.
Cinecittà Studios. Cine and then Citta. And it was a large film studio in Rome, Italy. It was constructed during the fascist era as part of a plan to revive the Italian film industry. And filmmakers such as Federico Fellini, Roberto Rossellini, Leone,
Scorsese,
Coppola have all worked there. So
it must still be a thing. It's just like it's just changed. It's still fascist.
Fellini? Would Fellini have been? Because he's all like 60s, 70s, so I could see it.
Maybe
Fellini's a fascist.
I mean, he's a director, right? Like it's kind of like a fascist role.
He looked just
this
that's a
leader.
That's a man who looks like he'd be a director.
Yes, he does. He's got that Jimmy Lee hairline.
Yeah,
it's great.
I'm working with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was a great movie, and
it was
just a series of vignettes.
It was beautiful. It's a beautiful romp.
It reminded me a lot of like Wes Anderson. Like it had those kind of vibes.
Compositionally, really, it was a lot of like balanced shots.
Yes, there was a lot of that I
quirky
noticed.
Vibes.
Yeah,
definitely with the characters and dialogue, very quirky.
Yeah,
an emphasis on the quirk, if you will.
But this didn't go like as far.
Much better than Wes Anderson.
I would say so as well. Yeah,
much better than Wes Anderson.
It's like if you want to watch a Wes Anderson movie, maybe watch this instead, and just like broaden your horizons a little bit, because this is close, but it's
better.
It's better, and it's I don't know. It's just super.
I'm a bit of a Wes Anderson hater, but
yeah, Ethan hates Wes Anderson.
Fuck.
You're gonna. This is some breaking news. The new poster for Wes Anderson's new movie came out.
I saw it actually. I was about to bring it up.
Yeah,
Asteroid City.
It looks awesome. Like the Paris, Texas poster.
I know. Are you talking about the one with like the crater?
Yeah,
looks epic.
Epic. Of epic proportions.
Of epic proportions, and also just epic in quality.
Yeah, I mean, an insane cast written by Roman Coppola.
Speaking Roman Coppola.
Yeah.
Son
of Francis.
Fuck yeah.
The Coppolas are crazy.
God, I love Nick Cage so much. You're wearing the pants.
Yeah, I bought some pants yesterday.
Those look good.
Very comfortable. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I love that guy. Changed his name from Coppola. How sick is that?
Yeah, to make it on your own. It's great.
I don't know how much of that is true, but
well, I mean, yeah. I have a movie here where Nicolas Cage is credited as Nicolas Coppola, and that is Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Burning.
Yep. He's in this film, but he's Nicolas Coppola.
Oh, I saw you were watching a lot of Safdie shorts the other day.
Yeah, I found a website. It's a really cool site. I would actually like to shout out.
You gotta send that to me because last night I was getting so frustrated. I saw you watch the Acquaintances of Lonely John
Great.
John, and I was searching everywhere online to try to find that and watch it.
Benny, our friend Benny.
And I was just getting cocked out there, dude. I could not find it anywhere.
I'll send it to you right now. I'll also say it on the pod because I sent it to my friend, so I wouldn't
shout out.
lose it.
This is our first sponsor.
It is elara.world.
For sure.
Nice. And that's the website. And it
has a bunch of Safdie shorts.
It has a whole bunch of Safdie shorts, but also like just a whole bunch of like New York shorts, kind of. So there's Ariel Pink. You know the guy who's like, I'm an NYU film graduate. Yeah, there's one. Sucker. There's one where he's in it.
Fuck yeah.
So wait, I just copied the link and put it on my own. Ethan McHugh. But it's a really cool looking website. And they have like shorts, movies, and no, it's all free.
Damn, dude! Shout out Alara, guys.
So yeah, and it's all kind of from the dates, but all the first like 3 are just.
Why is it there?
Safdie Brothers.
Why is it there? But every other place online, I cannot find a working copy of it.
Look, it's called You Bet Your Noise. Oh, fuck yeah. It's great.
Love to read the Letterboxd reviews of that.
It's not on Letterboxd, that movie.
Oh,
yeah, I was looking far and wide.
I can't watch it then.
I've been noticing that Letterboxd has been not great for short films.
No?
No, there's
been
a couple.
A ton of short films.
I've been watching quite a few because I've got the Criterion channel, and there's a lot on there. And then I found this website and watched like a whole bunch.
It's a beautiful subscription.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot. I've been watching all of these movies. They've all been on there, I think.
I should get it. How much a month?
I think it's like 12 a month or something.
Justify it.
Yeah.
I can't justify it because
I canceled another couple subscriptions. So
I can pirate everything.
Yeah. But they have all the like bonus features and stuff. It's cool.
I just love the collections they have. Mm-hmm. Because it's all these curated films in one spot. You have like genres like blaxploitation.
Yep.
You know, you have like 70s sci-fi. I watched a collection there one time. Really cool.
And they're always changing. They're always cycling too, which I think is pretty cool.
Have you ever heard of A Boy and His Dog?
No.
It's a great 70s sci-fi film right there.
Okay.
Awesome little movie.
What's it about?
A boy and his dog in the end of times. And it's like where Fallout got so much of its inspiration. It's really cool.
Okay, cool.
Very dark comedy, though.
Yeah.
Very dark.
They're just walking around at the end of the world.
And he can talk to his dog.
Okay, that's good. Can the dog talk back?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're telepathic, I think.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of Criterion, I paid my taxes.
I did as well.
$28.
Yeah, mine was 26, I think.
That's rough.
Yep.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
We're fucked on all fronts out here.
We got to move to the States, I think.
I know. We just got to make the move because the Criterion business, it's not making much sense.
It's not. It doesn't make sense here in Canada.
No.
It's
just not stupid. It's not the nation for it.
Either that or they got to open up Barnes and Noble in Canada.
Yeah, straight up. We are suffering out here.
Yeah. It's a damn shame.
Fuck, dude. It's such a sadness.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to move to the States, though.
No.
Like, I don't really feel any
desire.
desire.
If I was rich, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if I was rich, I'd move to New York and just, live that kind of life.
It's just vibes.
I have a friend who's living in New York, right? Well, someone I knew in high school, not really a friend. And they're just, like, so rich. Just, like...
Really? What'd they do?
Well, they're a model, but, like, their parents have a lot of money.
Oh.
I'm not going to say their name, but any of the
Full
people
name,
that I went
address.
to, any of the people that I went to high school with will know. I'll show you their Instagram. But they're just like so rich. They go like clubbing and like drinking every night, and they have like these crazy outfits. And they're 21. Shout out, like honestly, if I could have that life, obviously I would. But also I can't. It's crazy.
Hey, when you get that life through your work and grind, it'll be that much more satisfying.
But just like they go to like Oscar parties, and just
fuck?
Shit like that, where it's like
you just know people, dude.
Yeah, well, I went to high school with them, but yeah, they're like a model. Like I don't know,
out, dude.
It's crazy. I would love that life, but also
I know a guy who lives in Vancouver.
Shout out, doing some engineering school.
Yeah, so that's my flex.
Yeah, New York is awesome though.
It is. It's pretty awful, but
what do you mean awful? Just like
it's a rough place.
Okay.
It's crazy, dude.
It is crazy.
A lot of homelessness.
Yeah, a lot of homelessness, a lot of crime,
a lot of organized
stuff like
crime.
that. But also, that's like so cool. Like it just has such. I've been to New York
romanticized.
Once. Very romanticized. But I've been there once, and it was just like the energy is insane.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made.
It's so true. It's so true. I don't know.
I like it,
and I think that Red Deer is going to be the next New York.
Dude,
it's coming up.
To say about it, it will be.
It will be.
I grew up with a lot of New York haters, and I was always the New York lover. So
how could you grow up with New York haters? Who hated New York?
Just my friends.
My God.
You know who you are. Because they're like, oh, it's stinky. It sucks.
It's stinky.
It's crime-ridden.
And then you're like, look around. We live in like
dude,
one of the crime capitals.
The Safdies live there, and they make it look so cool.
Have you watched Casey Neistat's vlogs?
I want to be that drone doing 360s.
Exactly.
In the New York Times Square.
Just that, like...
They have a park in the middle of the city, which isn't that cool. Red Deer has like 6 of them.
Yeah, but their park is huge. It's like probably the size of Red Deer.
Canyon, bro?
I have not.
Have you been to Rotary Park?
I have been to Rotary Park.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Big staircase?
Yep.
Very sick. You got a good view up there.
Dude, shout out Red Deer, honestly.
Shout out Red Deer.
Better than New York.
Better than New York. You're hearing it here.
Who's the Casey Neistat of Red Deer? Who's our vlogger king? Who's going to do that?
Vlogger king.
That's like
I don't know any vloggers.
Yeah. That's crazy. Did he edit his own videos as well?
I think so.
That's crazy that he was producing those daily.
Yeah, that is. I never watched any of them.
Like years. I watch those like every day.
I watched
They're just vlogs, but like they're very well edited and like for a 24-hour turnaround only to go back to it the next day.
Self-made man?
Self-made man, I believe. I think I like Casey, but I mean, it's a little iffy, right? But
I don't know. What's he iffy on? Let's get into this.
Well, not iffy, but just like he's kind of become like famous and like knows he's famous in a way. A little bit, I think. Have you seen that famous Casey Neistat tweet where he talks about he was born in the wrong generation?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be born where I was like just old enough for World War One.
I would sneak into World War One.
Oh, my fuck.
And then, yeah.
Are you doing a tour in Vietnam too?
I believe so.
Good. You don't want to be slacking, dude.
Which is a crazy thing to say, is that you'd want to go through all those wars.
There must be people who've done all 3.
It's got to be a small number.
We got to know.
Yeah.
Has someone done all 4, though, is what I want to know.
What's number 4?
The Forgotten War, bro. North Korea.
Oh, Korea, yeah.
Korea.
I would imagine there's more people that have done 1, 2 in Korea than 1, 2 in Vietnam.
That would be a crazy turnaround.
Yeah. Because Vietnam is... When did that start? Like
60s?
Yeah.
Maybe late 50s?
Yeah. So you'd be well into your 50s or 60s by the time Vietnam comes around if you fought in World War One.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to find any intel on this.
It's just going to be Casey Neistat. He's the only one who did.
Fuck. North Korea. That's an interesting one.
Casey produced Daddy Longlegs, so...
Fuck. I was going to say, and also I have an anecdote. When I was a child, I was watching one of his vlogs.
Yeah.
It's the only time I ever did that. I had headphones in both ears. And he did that effect where it, like, goes from one ear to the other with this cool, like, transition sound. And it blew my mind. It was the first time I'd ever experienced anything like that. And I was just mystified.
It's so cool.
Everyone in the comments was like, dude, go to this timestamp.
Yeah.
Trust me. And I did, and it was crazy.
Oh my God.
It was a mindfuck.
He had a boosted board, and he would ride around on his boosted board all the time. My brother bought a boosted board because he really liked Casey Neistat.
I love that.
And the first time he used it, he steps on it, he hits the gas like all the way. He falls off, and he breaks his arm.
Fuck, dude.
My brother, yeah.
Is it yours now?
No, he sold it.
Motherfucker.
Sold it for a profit. I don't really like electric skateboards that much. I prefer just going on my own.
Boosted board. I've ridden those like... They used to call them hoverboards, but they have 2 wheels.
Yeah.
Those are fun as fuck.
I've never ridden one of those.
My friend had one, and I got quite good at it. And I would just, even when wasted at his house, I would just rip around on that bad boy.
I'd like to try that. It seems fun.
It was very fun. Jake always tells that story of doing a lot of mushrooms and then riding one of them and just eating shit.
Yeah,
really
I imagine you would.
Yeah.
It seems like a terrible idea to get on.
Yeah. Fun times, though.
Yeah.
Shout out Casey.
Shout out
the
Casey.
Safdies.
Shout out the Safdies.
And shout out New York.
Shout out New York. Shout out Hustlers.
Shout out Hustlers.
Yeah.
Red Deer or New York. Everywhere.
Hustlers everywhere.
Hustlers unite.
That's us.
That's us.
We're hustling to get this out, even though I don't animate them anymore because that's too much work.
Yeah, the fans are going to be pissed.
And I think
a lot of hate mail.
Yeah, Casey's like, oh my, do some new video every day. Yeah. Can't even do 2. Well, they're like hour-long videos a week, but
they are.
I was thinking about it for the last podcast. How if I were to do animations, I would need to do like I think 5 or 6 tracks because I'd have to do one for me, one for you, one for Graham.
Oh Jesus.
And then I'd have to do one for me and you, one for me and Graham, and then one for you and Graham.
All the permutations.
And then one for all 3 of us, and then one for Keegan.
Oh yeah.
And so that's 8. That's actually 8 tracks.
Fucking Keegan.
So.
Damn. It's a bitch.
Yeah. So I was like, it's way too much work. I'm not doing
definitely.
That for an hour.
I'm not gonna ask that of you when we get a full-time editor.
Yeah. Because it is like a full-time job, honestly. The first one took me 5 hours, and that was our shortest one.
Because we on that grind.
We're baby.
Here. We're just pumping out 2 casts a week. No one else is doing this.
Troy asked me what the name of the cast was.
Oh, yeah?
I should send him the cast, actually.
Dude.
Because he asked me, and I said it was the Critterpit podcast, but it's just Critterpit podcast.
That's, we have Graham. I think Keegan says he watches these. Shout out Keegan.
We have a 5th subscriber as well. I'm not sure who that is.
I've subscribed. Keegan Graham, you've subscribed.
Yeah, so that's 4, I think.
Maybe Jake?
Oh, yeah, maybe Jake.
And Jake?
Let's text Troy right now.
Troy, subscribe, dude.
I'm going to send him
You could ask
like
Troy
and
for
subscribe.
a movie recommendation.
I will. I'm just going to send him on Snapchat.
Troy's a good guy.
I do like Troy quite a lot.
Good
Shout
presenter.
out Troy.
Very good presenter.
Ethan got an award. I'm joined here by award-winning writer.
Really an award.
Well, kind of. It's an award. Yeah.
Not really an Oscar, but it's like
it's the first step. I mean, a lot of people.
Rung below.
Yeah, like you know how people go. They go like Golden Globe and then Oscar. It's kind of like Agora, Golden Globe, Oscar.
What's that name for when someone wins?
An EGOT.
An EGOT.
You're gonna get an EGOTA.
EGOT.
Yeah.
It's an Agora.
Yeah.
That is just Oscar, Emmy,
Grammy.
Fuck me.
Tony.
Though. What's Tony's for?
Musicals.
Dude, stop.
I'm not kidding.
Fuck, man. That's going to be tough. Because I hate music. So.
Because I think most of the EGOT people are music people. Because you can just write music for all those things.
Shit. Okay.
Tony would be hard. You'd have to direct like a...
Tone.
It could be just a play, like a Broadway play.
Oh.
But that's hard. Tone.
You get what I'm doing?
Sopranos.
Hey, Tone.
Did you finish it yet?
No. I'm on season... I just started season 6.
Okay.
So we're getting there. It's getting very
It's getting
dreamy.
done.
Very
dreamy, very weird.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love how that show tackles social issues.
Yep.
Just through this fucked up
through ducks.
Masculine rage.
Yep.
I love it.
Toxic masculinity isn't real though.
It is. Fake.
That's our stance on this podcast.
We have 2 stances. Hustlers are everywhere.
Hustlers are everywhere.
Hustlers stay
Hustlers
hustling.
unite.
Yeah, hustlers unite, and toxic masculinity is fake.
Yeah.
It's a psyop.
Yeah. I hope sarcasm comes through on
sarcasm?
Audio. Well, no. No.
No.
Never.
Sarcasm. I don't know. I believe in cinema.
I believe in Fellini.
And I believe in Amarcord.
Yeah. I remember.
Very cute film.
If you were to make a movie like this, what year would you choose? Like of your adolescence?
2000s. For sure.
Well, that's your whole... I meant like, is there like a specific grade that you'd be like,
oh,
there's like some notable events that you can think of?
God, I did not have that notable of a childhood, but just, that's depressing.
I'm guessing that he threw together a lot from different years, but...
Maybe elementary or middle, just, or I guess high school. It depends on the vibe you're going for. High school's that classic teenage hijinks.
Yep.
But this feels more like that middle school vibes.
A little bit.
So maybe middle school.
They're daydreaming about driving cars.
Yeah.
I like how the one guy, he's got a little bit of a character arc. He gets over the girl. He's like, fuck you.
The main guy?
Not the main guy, not Tita. Tita's friend.
Because Tita leaves with her in the end. Not leaves with her, but they're like, where's Tita?
Yeah.
And it's implied he went with them, sort of.
I think so. I don't remember. But I was talking about the race car scene. and the one like the fat guy. I don't remember what his name is.
Benito Mussolini.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Yeah, but he when he was having his fantasy, he kind of was like, I don't need her anymore.
Aw.
I'm good enough for myself.
Aw, shout out, dude.
Shout out. Yeah.
Shout the fuck out. Such a cute film.
I liked how they like represented they were having these flashbacks by just putting like focusing the light on them, like the headlights. I thought that was really cool just on the one character.
It's such a well-made movie. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of the score.
But I do actually remember there was a lot of jazz.
Nino Rota score.
Yeah, but there was also like a lot of like popular jazz songs, like Stormy Weather. They used that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a very famous jazz song. I've sung that in choir.
Nino Rota's done?
No.
Godfather.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, they're great.
Italy.
They're like a big Italian composer.
Yeah.
They did like all of Fellini's stuff and then
The Godfather. Do you know what the Godfather score is though? Could you should do that for karaoke tonight.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
I love it. It's very stringy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like plucking at strings, that theme.
I got to rewatch The Godfather.
Me too. I
haven't seen that one in a long time.
The first two.
Are they in the collection? Huh.
Yeah. It's always a balancing act with what is and isn't in the collection. Because it's between like quality and also like notoriety. Because I think a big part of it is how accessible are these.
Oh, already, yeah. You don't want to put in.
But then recently, and it's all like new films.
Yeah.
So it's like. They also do a ton of films no one's ever heard of, so I think it's fine. People are bitching like, oh, they're doing WALL-E.
I think WALL-E's fine. Like
WALL-E's
great. Mm-hmm. I like how the director of it though had to like justify it so much. He published like a whole essay on.
Really, Stanton?
Yeah, he talked a lot about how it's like a new spin on like slapstick and like old.
It's brilliant.
WALL-E's great.
Film, dude.
I do think that it's worthy of the collection.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness, but I was very surprised to see that got in so quick.
Yeah, I don't know about stuff like that. But like when
I haven't seen it though, so I can't.
When you see movies like Parasite, that's a super recent film, but also it's a groundbreaking film.
Yes, you know that it'll be around for a while.
It was groundbreaking.
But when it's like the new Wes Anderson movie, always gets in.
It's like fuck that guy.
But I don't think French Dispatch.
Fuck
is yet.
That guy.
But it probably will be.
Fuck Wes
like
Anderson.
All of them are.
Profanity warning, by the way.
Yeah, my God. I'm gonna have to make this one explicit as well.
Yeah.
No, I won't though.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to talk about, just where the collection goes too far. But also, it's like one release, you know, and we're still getting like.
And then there's 2 Michael Bay movies on here.
A Piers Pasolini box set. So
I do wonder like how they're chosen.
Niche art house in there, you know.
Yeah, like if it's like just employees were choosing it, or if it was
there
like
must be
big
round table.
I think there is now, but I kind of get the sense at the beginning it was kind of just like
the favorites.
What are your?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've been looking at these as we go on, and Grand Illusion makes sense. Very important.
7 Samurai for sure.
For sure.
You can
Lady
make a
Vanishes,
case for The Lady Vanishes
because it's early
Hitchcock.
work of a prominent director.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it an interesting
his last
look.
British film.
Yeah.
But it's
something like that.
Like you do have to kind of go through some hoops though.
Mm-hmm. Some hoops. Amarcord
this one for sure
belongs.
Yeah, this one's incredible.
Next one, 400 Blows. I'm sure that'll slap.
Yeah.
That's like just.
It's our first French film of the.
No.
Oh right, yeah, Grand Illusion. It's our first French New Wave.
It'll be our first Graham French.
Yeah.
Guest spot.
He said he's gonna watch the French movies with no subtitles, and then also the Japanese movies with no subtitles.
Well, he's born 5 minutes away from both, so I trust him.
Yeah. Just right in that little like dead zone between Japan and Quebec.
Yeah, just like it's often not thought of. But
yeah. People think
there's a pocket.
People think of Japan and Quebec as being on opposite sides of the world, but no, they're really not.
Much closer than you'd imagine.
10 minutes apart, in fact. Yeah.
And in that pocket, our lovely little Graham
pops
up from.
Yep.
So shout out.
400 Blows.
He'll be back
coming up
next week or
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Because we love Graham.
Yeah. He's good. He said that he's going to buy a microphone at some point.
He's buying us stuff.
Also, I think I figured out a workaround because the audio was so bad in the last episode, which I apologize for. But basically, what I'm going to do is have 2 different recording softwares going at the same time.
Oh, shit.
One with this, like one with our setup, and then one with Graham's. so we might have to mix it a little bit after. But
it's a learning process.
Exactly. Once we get a third microphone that connects to the mixer I have, then all will be good. But yeah,
we're getting there.
Shout out.
What did you think about this film's poster?
The
Criterion version.
I don't. Is the poster the one that's like, it's like hand drawn, like
sort of?
I really like the title card. I love the font.
Yeah,
it fits perfectly with the movie.
That Criterion cover.
Let me look at it. I haven't seen it.
It sucks. I hate. I do not like it.
Is it better or worse than the RoboCop one? Because I think of that one as kind of being the worst.
I just think it's kind of ugly. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it is ugly. Yeah, the weird drawings.
I think is on purpose because the people are kind of like grotesque caricatures.
Yep.
And I guess they are in the film. But everyone's kind of gross.
This one with the blue font is way better.
Look at this
And they
one.
have all the characters
I love
as
this
well.
one.
Yeah, that one's great as well.
All the characters.
I like the boat in the background of the Criterion one, though. It's in this one as well, though.
Because I love all the characters. Uncle Tio, the police, the blind, the narrator.
I don't know, the woman.
Just a poster like this captures this film much better.
I would definitely hang the poster to this movie. Yeah. Not the Criterion one, but...
Dude, the scene where they're, like, playing with snowballs and it starts snowing. And then the peacock
they're all hitting her butt.
Yeah, just going crazy. Then the peacock just flies in.
It's so beautiful.
It's such a beautiful...
What does the peacock mean?
It must mean just, like, the farthest hopes, you know? The biggest dreams.
Yeah.
Just, like, pure fantasy, pretty much.
And then, as a kid, right, like, it's all achievable, right? Like, it's all real.
It's just a bird flying through.
Exactly.
It's as tangible and real and touchable as that.
Yeah. It's
so
beautiful.
Fantastical.
Yeah.
Would you buy this Criterion?
Yes. 100%.
I would like to, but that cover's so ugly.
It ruins it for you?
I'm a big aesthetic guy, and it's too
just
ugly.
Put it in the collection, you know? Just see the side. Because I love the title.
True.
Like, I love the font.
But, like, if... the cover's too ugly for me.
What's your favorite cover? Of the ones so far, just ranking the... Well, Seven Samurai, probably.
Grand Illusion.
Grand Illusion does have a pretty sick cover.
Lady Vanishes. My two least favorite, but they're covers. They both have striking reds.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful covers. I would like to own this just because... No, I'd like to own the box set because it's in the box set. There we go. Yeah.
The box set is great.
And it doesn't
you can watch all the other ones.
Yeah.
I was thinking about buying the box set last sale. But then
Dude,
I bought
next
the Apu
sale,
trilogy.
$100, half off.
Done.
Done
Easy.
deal.
Yeah.
Done deal. That or the Wong Kar-wai one. Because that's a director I want to get into.
I haven't even heard that name before.
Wong Kar-wai. I don't know if I pronounced it right. He's a Hong Kong director. He did In the Mood for Love.
Okay.
Fallen Angels. He looks cool. Like, just very cool aesthetic. Digital slickness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We talked about Hong Kong filmmakers in class today.
Fuck, man.
But, like, so briefly. Like, we barely touched on it.
Do you talk about Wong?
No, she basically all she said was, like, Hong Kong is separate from China, but also kind of not really.
Shout out.
So.
And that's it?
Pretty much that's all we talked about. Because people spent so long talking about slashers and horror movies, which is everybody's got a horror movie story.
No Cronenberg.
None mentioned.
What the fuck?
He's not a slasher guy.
He's like the king of horror, though.
Yeah, but
not the king. The king of body horror.
Yeah. Who's the king of horror? Carpenter? John Carpenter?
That's a really tough one.
He started the slasher. Well, other than Psycho.
Yeah, it's a.
I think we have to exclude Hitchcock because he's just
probably Jason Blum.
Should just end the podcast right there. No.
I would love to say Cronenberg. He does.
He's incredible, but I think with horror you kind of have to look at popularity a little bit. Okay. Maybe Wes Craven. I don't really like Wes Craven that much.
Wait, what has he done besides Scream? He did The Hills Have Eyes.
He did the Freddy movies, Nightmare on Elm Streets, which those are very popular.
Carpenter did Halloween.
The Thing.
Fuck.
Right, he's awesome.
He is awesome.
And Carpenter did the score for those as well.
He did. That's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Can't Carpenter and Cronenberg share the title? King of Horror.
Yeah.
Kings of Horror.
They're all kings of horror.
Cronenberg's a king.
Yeah. We also briefly, they talked a lot about how the 80s were so, even though there's like a rise in like kind of pretty violent movies, but the rise in conservatism and how it's just like
which is
the first person to have sex is the first person to
paradox.
die. Yeah,
it's like
well, it makes a lot of sense.
Fanfare popular films with like raunchy subject, but with this little conservative
message
underlying.
And they're like really violent, right?
It's fascinating. We're like, in effect, how conservative even are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like the final girl trope, I didn't even know about that, and I've seen plenty slasher films.
Yeah.
With like the untouched virgin being the one to survive.
Yeah, but you just hadn't thought about that?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I definitely. Me and my friends would talk about, oh, they're having sex, she's gonna die.
Interesting. Yeah, because I think a lot of progressive people really love slasher films. Like,
yeah.
Women love horror and slasher films, especially on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Apparently, there's such a thing as Cronin babes.
I like that, but Cronenberg, he doesn't feel conservative to me.
Oh no, that's completely different.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a point. Where
yeah.
I've seen a big, strong love for horror from women.
Okay.
And all that slasher stuff. So, my thought is, how much of that is coming through?
Yeah.
How much?
I don't think
it's almost like a trope at this point where it's lost all that any political meaning.
Mm-hmm. Well, also it feels like the political meaning is just kind of there to get like the movie like put out more.
It's
really it's so like most of these horror movies don't even really need a plot.
Yeah.
Especially like the first Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Like it's like nothing. I haven't seen no plot. I really do like the first Halloween film.
I'm planning on binging through a lot of those franchises this summer.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a lot of franchises. Like, no Halloween, no Nightmare, no Terminator, none of that.
Scream.
Really want to Scream. One Scream.
One Scream.
One Scream down. Really want to watch the Terminator films. Those seem dope.
Yeah, I've only seen T2.
T2.
Yeah.
One of the rare
that's the best
instances I've heard where the sequel is better.
Yeah.
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2. Empire Strikes Back.
Empire, yeah. Psycho.
Is Psycho a sequel? Oh, Psycho 2. Yeah. And 3 and 4. Let's not forget about those ones.
Yeah. The Thing. Sing.
Yeah. Sing. Sing 2 is incredible. Kung Fu Panda.
Really are we going to do a recommendation today?
Sure. Who should we call?
Oh, wait. Did Troy respond?
Troy didn't respond yet.
Dude.
So.
Troy, you're losing your rec spot.
Yeah. We call Matt. I bet
Matthew.
He's on the phone.
He will be.
Okay.
All reliable.
All reliable. He'll pick up right away. He won't have seen. Well, what do you think? Will he have seen this movie?
Maybe. We'll see. Amarcord, 1973.
Yeah.
Federico Fellini.
Federico Fellini. We're calling him on Snapchat.
Yeah. Fun little ringtone.
Hello?
Hello. You're on the Critterpit.
What's up, Matthew?
Am I?
Yeah.
Right now.
What's up?
We're wondering if you've seen the movie Amarcord.
No, I have not.
All right. We would recommend it. And then we're wondering if you have a film recommendation for the audience.
Yeah.
Probably Eyes Without a Face or...
Great.
Wow.
That's what I did to Jake the first time. I like...
He was saying horror. He had another one.
You get one recommendation.
Poor Matthew.
No,
I'll
it's great.
Apologize to him later.
I'll apologize right now.
That was funny.
Thank you. I said thanks to him.
That was so savage, Samuel. Great film, though. Eyes Without a Face.
I think that we should do that for all the calls, though. Just like question, done.
Yeah.
When they're a guest, like Matt will be a guest.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to talk more. But
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Eyes Without a Face, though. Great film. French horror
I haven't
film.
seen it. I had it downloaded on my phone for a long time.
Watch that on the bus.
Yep. I was going to watch it on the bus.
It's a great little creepy little film.
Creepy film.
Yeah.
I think Michael Cera talked about that movie on his Criterion closet, and he said, I think it was him, that his dad was like, I once saw this movie. It's the scariest movie of all time. This is French movie about a surgeon. And then Michael Cera eventually found it, and he's like, it was this movie. And his dad was like, no, it wasn't this one. He's like, no, it had to have been this. There's no way it's... No, I'm sure it was different.
I cannot wait to tell fun anecdotes like that when I'm in the closet.
Me too.
I cannot wait.
All I'm gonna say is like, on the podcast about this episode,
on this app, we had a great little.
We did great discussion.
Yeah, just fucking riveting.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say I picked this movie. Listen to the podcast about it.
Episode 666.
Yeah. Incredible app.
Great app. Yeah, don't say anything. It's great app.
Just everyone you pick. Great app.
Outstanding. Great pod.
One of my favorite episodes.
Great guest. Graham was just going off.
I'm going to go through every single movie in the collection.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a great app.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go to them and be like, don't edit this. I know you heavily edit these videos. Don't edit mine.
Letterboxd, just drop that too at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because it's all about Letterboxd followers.
It's all about that.
It's all about that clout, dude.
My 21 Jump Street review went off.
Yeah.
Ended up with, I think, 7 likes.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
Damn.
Most of those were from non-followers.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking living.
Yep. Of course, that movie was in the news because it cured Kanye's anti-Semitism.
Dude, you're riding the algorithms.
I did. Yeah.
I just riding the wave.
We should have done that. We should have just gone to what movie's in the news right now.
Just fucking
Yeah.
Maxing out our followers.
I have a question about the next episode.
Yeah.
So 400 blows we could do, but we're going to be watching The Killing in class. Or The Killer.
This tomorrow?
Yeah.
And that's 8?
Yeah.
Should
we bank that one? Because we could record it and bank it.
We could. We very well could.
Because if we're just going to watch it anyway. And it's so close.
Dude, the continuity's all going to get...
Well, we won't post it until
I know.
then,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's going to be a bit of a Tenant situation.
Exactly. We'll be Tenant. We're going to...
Be time travel.
We can do some inside jokes. We can set it up in that, and then we'll just pay it off in the one before.
Okay, we're going to set up a story, right?
Yeah.
This is for dedicated listeners. We're going to set up this crazy story in episodes 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
And then when an 8 comes out, we're going to be like, oh my God.
Oh my God, all these things are coming together.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, it'll make perfect sense. The only weird, nobody's going to know that we recorded, well, other than the fact that we're saying it. But if you were to,
no one listens to this.
If you were to just listen to 4, 5, 6, 7, because that's when the pod's going to, or sorry, we're on 4 now. So no, if you were just listening to 5, 6,
this is the
7,
normal continuity.
5, 6, 7 is when I think it's going to explode.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to start listening to it. Nobody's going to listen to the old episodes.
The world's on us.
Yep.
After this ep.
We're going to drop out of film school because people in the comments are going to be like, you already know everything you need to know.
You know everything, you guys.
Yeah.
Just start recording more pods.
You're smarter than 99.9% of people. Yeah. That's a little callback.
That's facts for all you critters out there.
Yep.
Stay
out there
hustling,
in the pit.
guys.
Stay hustling. And toxic masculinity isn't real.
Fake.
Fake news. Boo. It's not what this movie's about at all, but
yeah.
We got pretty sidetracked.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
It's a great film.
I would recommend it to everybody.
8 out of 10.
I gave it a 9.
Probably going to be a 9.
Yeah. I was thinking about giving it a 10. It's all over the place, but in the best way.
Yeah.
In my mind.
It's awesome. It's a fractured memories.
Exactly. Yeah. Great way to put it. Fractured memories. Because some scenes just end and you're like, well, we're never going to pick that up again.
Just a half thought.
Yeah. And it starts and you're like, you have no idea who you're going to be following or if there will be main characters. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Fellini.
Sick fucking film. Definitely going to watch more of his.
Mm-hmm.
His films could use some sick body horror, though.
Yeah. He's no Cronenberg.
He's not Cronenberg. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see a Cronenberg movie like this. It's in just grimy Toronto.
I just want a fucking surrealist dreamscape, but with Cronenberg body horror. How sick would that be?
That'd be crazy. I feel like that's a Lynch movie.
I know. That's
like Mulholland Drive.
Oh, I gotta watch Mulholland.
Yeah.
That's on the collection.
Yes, it is. That's coming up.
Yeah.
1,000 episodes.
Couple hundy. Fuck, dude.
We'll get there.
We're hustling. We're already on 4.
We're already on 4.
They said we wouldn't get past 1.
Yeah,
so.
that's what everybody was saying.
Everyone's like, those guys.
They don't have it in them.
Depth.
They don't have it.
They don't have it in them to talk about movies twice a week.
But here we are.
Here we are, just proving the haters wrong.
Fuck the haters.
Hustlers unite.
Hustlers unite.
Let's get it.
All right.
I feel like this cast has ended 6 times.
Probably. All right. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, critters.